Hey team, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to look at the SingleOrDefault method of the LINQ object. Please consider subscribing to the channel, would truly appreciate it. Why would you use this over the other 25 methods that are available? Well, there's a good answer for that. And here's my answer. This is a list processor. It searches for known data. You can imagine I go get a list from some kind of collection, database or something like this, and I already know the input. I know the values that are available. That's why we would use SingleOrDefault. Now, SingleOrDefault kicks it up one step higher. If, for whatever reason might happen, I'm looking for 30 and I spell it wrong, T-H-E-R-T-Y. It's not in the list now. So instead of me erroring, raising an exception, we return a default value, like maybe 0, or another message that says the number you're searching for is not in our list. So recap, SingleOrDefault returns one of the items that you know, or if it's not in there, it returns a default value. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load all words. And remember, all words, I wrote a program called WordBird, and WordBird has about 5,000 words in it that are translated from English to Spanish for Latin America and Spanish for Spain. So all words gets loaded up into a memory variable, and I call that memory variable all words. And then out of all words, I go get a small set, and I'm saying load current set with 8. So when I go look at this, notice that I have this CID, content ID, number 8, and 8 will load the 32 words into a smaller set. So I'm going to take it from the 5,000 list, and I'm going to make it for 32. I'm then going to search for the word 1 and the word not there. Well, when I look at the word set, you'll notice that 1 is available. So this method, SingleOrDefault, is perfect on 1. But not there, let's go take a little look-see. Not there is not in our list. Now, I don't want my program to make an exception. What I want it to do is return some kind of default value. So let's process this and see what happens. Put a little breakpoint here, run it. And I'm into it, and I'm going to get F11 steps into it. And notice I set up a default value before I even get in there. And I'm going to send in that word, and then I'm going to say default value not translated. Now, this right here I do in advance. So F10, and I'm coming in here, and here's the LINQ statement, SingleOrDefault. Single has a word. In fact, it has a single object from that list, and I'm going to return it. Very nice. I'm going to print it to the screen. You'll see it down here, 1, uno. And then I'm going to come up there and that not there. Okay, not there. I set up the default and single. Look at that. It doesn't core dump. It doesn't raise an exception, but it's null. And if that single word is null, then I'm going to put that default value in single word. And then I'm going to return single word. And then I'm going to print that single word. And I say, oh, not there, default value not translated. So there you have it. That is the first case that you really need to understand. It gives a default value if what you're looking for is not there. Now let us look at this second example. Now when we're looking at the second example, we have to remember that I'm using a smaller set. I'm using set 7. 0 is in there twice. What was I thinking when I did this? That's dupes, no good. What's the other? The other issue is I'm looking for once. Once isn't in here as well. So I'm kind of violating the whole single thing that says know what your input is. But this is real life. We're going to have to work around this. So what we're going to do is we're going to load that 7, and it's now going to be in our current. And then I'm going to be sending in each one of these words at a time to go figure out what we're doing. Let's step in there and do this. Ready? Let's run the program. So I'm going to be looking for once. F11 steps in there. The English word is once. I'm going to build a default. Hey, there's no tricks. You guys know I have to do this now. And then I'm going to come in here and then I'm going to try to look at that. Current set has 5 words in it. And we know that once is not in there, right? That default word is not in there. So this is not going to fail. It's not going to raise an error. It's not going to go kaboom. I'm going to give you the default value. There you have it. Then look at this. First word isn't null. It has a default value in it. So I'm going to print out that word once and then some kind of message. I built this message. Okay, here we go. The second word, 0. Now 0 is going to cause an exception. Why is it going to cause an exception? Because there's dupes. It violates the whole single principle of a LINQ statement. Let's do this. F11, step in there, default value, you know that. And then here we come, guys. Watch this now. Let's set a little breakpoint here on this catch. Now it's going to come into this system exception because this is going to go, ready? Kaboom, it's going to blow up. Now, sequence contains more than one matching element. That's an exception. Came through this exception. And then, look at, I'm going to return null. But I'm going to have this error message. That's also part of my class object. Now look at this. First word, forget about it. That's null. So I'm going to come down here and look at that. I'm going to print that error message from that class we just did. Let's see what that looks like down here. And it's like 0 message. Sequence contains more than one matching. Hey team, I hope you enjoyed the video. Sharing is caring. Please subscribe, leave a comment, and give me a thumbs up if I deserve it. Thank you.